Casa de Wilkie. Not a lot, honestly. I don't have a lot to do here in sunny Brighton. It's not been that sunny either. It's been quite cold and rainy. I've been walking a lot, trying to get my 10,000 steps in, having my once per day allowance of walking.
Okay. Yeah, because we're back in like strict lockdown, out once a day.
Yep.
Kind of deal. It's because I realized after I asked you the question of sort of like, what's your week been like? I realized it's like, we're in lockdown. Like the weeks aren't particularly interesting as well. This week I went for a walk. Last week I went for a walk.
Yeah.
Before that, I actually did 2 walks. You know, they all blend into one.
Yeah, you remember back in like secondary school where you'd categorize what day it was by what you had. So it's like, oh, I like. It's like I always have double science on a Friday morning or something, and that's like you had this structure. I have a single lecture on a Wednesday at 4 p.m, and that's it. So last term I had the same thing. I had both my lectures because I had 2 lectures a week last term. Very busy.
Double the content.
Both of them were on a Wednesday, and so Wednesday became my Friday. Like the week ended on a Wednesday, and I'd get absolutely sloshed on a Wednesday evening, spend Thursday recovering, and then like the start of my week was Friday or Saturday. It's I've lost all sense of time having a shape. Time is a flat circle. Time is some guy's signature from The Good Place? Like, it's some guy's name is what the timeline looks like.
It's I want to say it's like timey-wimey from Doctor Who, but it's like something like that where it's a name and then another name. Like, is it Jeremy Bearimy? I think is it?
Yeah, and like there's like a heart somewhere. It's like the heart is also time, but it's not anyway. Like time no longer has any shape. Time is just, it has ceased to exist in any meaningful sense. Events just happen, and I started a Fiverr page to start taking commissions. I do voice acting, and I do creative writing. So
if you're listening,
if you're listening and you want to hear these dulcet tones reading out your script, then do find me, Wilkie DS on Fiverr. But yes, I've completed 3 commissions for creative writing work. I'm on my 4th. I'm going to raise my prices after this one because someone pointed out I'm working for much less than minimum wage at this point, and I
think that's fair. You've done a few. You've got a few reviews. I think it's
yeah.
There's
the whole thing of working for exposure, right? You find someone who's a professional artist, offering them exposure is insulting. But I am genuinely just starting out, and like I did not mind making my price just like the lowest it would go in exchange for getting a foot on the ladder. Because I think I might have explained this to you. They say that if you're on Twitch and you have 5 viewers, you are in the top 5% of all streams, right? Because most streams get no viewers at all. Because the way algorithms work is the people who are popular get pushed because the algorithm thinks that more people will like them. So if you don't have any fans, you're not likely to gain any more.
You're sort of no, you're right.
So now that I've got, I figured that someone a gig on Fiverr with 1 positive review is way up there in terms of how much attention it gets, because most of them probably don't have any reviews, because most gigs probably don't ever get used.
Yeah, because I think because you talk about sort of like working for exposure, and I think it's kind of, it has a bad connotation for some artists, because you'll get someone that's like, will tell another person, it's like, if you do this thing for me, I'll give you some exposure. It's like, well, that's kind of shady. But if the artist themselves is sort of at that stage where they want to work for a lower price and take some exposure, sort of they're making that own decision, then I think that's cool if they want to do that and are trying to sort of pursue this, particularly as, you know, you're pursuing this on the side of your degree right now. And like, I think that's a good time to like, you're like, okay, well, you know, I've got my degree, I'm doing that. I don't need the money right now in terms of like all the other stuff. So it's like, okay, this is a side gig. I'm going to get some exposure that'll hopefully help me improve, you know, then get up and up. So yeah, you've got a few people, and I think that's really cool. And yeah, can definitely sort of, as someone that's done writing and stuff professionally now, it's kind of it can be kind of similar. You start off a bit lower and then you get into the place you want to get to.
Yeah, you gotta, you know, when you don't have anyone to like vouch for you, you've got to sort of accept the less, what's the adjective I'm looking for? You gotta accept the sort of lower rungs, because that's where you are.
Yeah.
And you know, you get
and
offered
I think,
a
but
job
once you get someone that vouches for you, then they're like, it's really awesome as someone that can sort of say, it's happened a few times to me now. It's like, yes, it's helped me go forwards. One example I can think of is I when I worked on the Boar, this sort of the student newspaper last year, I wanted to interview people, and I sent out, I think, like 40 requests or something ridiculous to a bunch of places. And I felt like I was going to get 0 responses. I got 1, but then that 1 helped me land, I think about 7 or 8 total afterwards, because then I was able to say, hey, this idea that I have is no longer a nebulous thing. I can show you what it would look like. This person did it. Like, you know who this person is. You can trust little old me. And I think that's what it's all about. Getting out there.
Was this the time
putting yourself out there?
Who was it who you interviewed that you didn't tell me? Was it Gannon Reedy?
Potentially, yeah.
No, and I was really angry with you because I suggested you interview them and you didn't tell me.
I was trying to work out a cool way to say like, hey, can I think I was gonna be like, hey, do you mind just like talking to my friend? But I think like I think it was a day where you weren't in the house, and I was like, oh no. I don't know how to be cool about this.
That's all right.
I didn't want to annoy the guy. I'm sorry. Next time.
You know, like those interviews, the interviews with I'm blanking on everything today.
I am blank. That was a bad bit. Okay.
What's her name? The girl who did Bad Guy.
Oh yeah, her.
What's her name?
My name is. I was hoping if I did the song and then went, my name is, it would come to me.
I'll Google. Let's see if Google gets it faster. Billie Eilish.
No, wait, Wilkie, we're not. No, Billie Eilish. You're right. Damn it. Okay, we weren't allowed. We chickened out of that, Wilkie. We should have committed to just.
We should have. Yeah, you're right.
Working out.
Right. It's like those interviews with Billie Eilish, where they interviewed her like 3 now or 4 times, like exactly 1 year apart, and they ask her like a bunch of like, you know, how many subscribers do you have on YouTube? How many followers do you have on Spotify? What's your most popular song? And like slowly the numbers get higher and higher and higher.
That's really cool. That sounds really awesome. I guess it wouldn't work for everywhere, but you know, I wonder how many of those they do, because like having just one with Billie Eilish, interesting. But if you get a few going, and that starts to become a really cool like kind of mini series of interview every year.
It becomes a bit
good content.
We should do that with our first episode of Boy Review. Like when we get round to the same week of the year that we did our first episode, we should go back and either review it. Well, reviewing it is a little bit too close to prime time, I think. Just review the same topics again. See if our opinions have changed.
Oh, but Wilkie, we probably pick such bad topics. Like we've got to rethink what we should have thought about it for like making sure we like that week we're going to do some really good topics that we're always going to have an opinion on. Because knowing us, we'd pick something that was super current at the time. What did we pick? You know what? I don't even need to question it. That's one of the few weeks that is actually in our boy reviews thing. This is why that was useful, and we haven't updated it. And every week we say we should update it. And every week we don't. We did cooking a meal, nuclear semiotics, and podcasts. Now, that was not a...
It was an experimental week.
We could probably redo podcasts. We could probably talk about different podcasts. I feel like cooking a meal is... and nuclear semiotics. I still remember what it is, but I reckon in a year's time I will have forgotten.
I think I'll still think it's pretty badass.
Yeah. Semiotics is badass. Wilkie, so you know what I got up to this week? I'm gonna put a picture of this on our Instagram. I often say I'm gonna put a picture of this on our Instagram, and then I sometimes don't. I'd say 95% of the time I don't, but I'm actually gonna try and put a picture of this up. I built something really cool. Here we go. Here it is. I'm gonna just put it on its stand. I built a Lego ship in a bottle. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. I got more Lego.
Every episode is just something else. Lego.
Okay, it's because sometimes I'll have just things sitting back. Okay, and also it's been Christmas time.
You're unstoppable.
And you
Hamish.
like this.
One new Lego model every week for the rest of the year.
Oh, I can't.
Boy, Hamish really struggling to put that Lego model back in its spot there.
It's because the top, the bottle isn't connected to the stand, so if it was sort of shaking around a little bit. But it's really awesome. That was what I did with my week. I spent a whole week on that thing. I didn't. I spent like a couple of hours, but it was fun. And I feel like a 5-year-old every time I show off the things. Wilkie, when you were younger, and okay, because I did this, I was always really proud. So if relatives were coming, typically my grandparents were coming over to visit, I would always be told I have to like tidy up my room. Obviously, they might not go into my room, but I had to do it. And then when I had done it, I was really proud. So when they arrived, I'd show them my really tidy room. Did you ever had that with any relatives where you're like, hey, I've had to tidy my room for you coming and you're going to appreciate it. So here it is. Give it a look.
Very rarely, mostly just because living in Brighton, I was like an outlier. So if family ever got together, it would be us going to London because the majority of my family lives in London or Southampton. So
okay.
Yeah, when people came over, it would be like my friends from school, and they wouldn't really care.
When you go and visit people, did they then show you their tidy bedrooms?
Well,
they'd be like, hey.
When we went to go visit people, they would be grown-ups, and so we wouldn't really go into their bedrooms. We'd like hang out in the living room because I apart from 2 cousins who are like my age, like I'm the only child in my family, and like we didn't go to that because again, it would be us going to the eldest person's house. So me and my cousins would be going to our grandparents' house, and so there's no bedroom interaction there. I feel like these answers are very unhelpful for you because you're.
No, because I think that'd be really cute though. Like so. If I ever have grandchildren, I'll go to their house. I'll see their lovely tidy bedrooms. And when they come to my house, I show them my lovely tidy bedroom.
You're like, look, I also
and it'll be sort of like a back
room.
And forth. I also have to tidy my room
because
for when people come and visit.
Your parents will yell at me if I don't tidy my room, just like they'll yell at you if you don't tidy your room.
Yeah, I've got to be good. Keep my room spick and span.
Hambo, what
spotless.
Do you want your grandchildren to call you?
Oh, that's Wilkie. That's so far away.
It's so far.
That's like.
Do you have? Because I use that as a threat quite often. I will threaten my dad particularly with, I will encourage my future children to call you this stupid name. I think at the moment he's gonna end up being called Peepums.
Peepums.
Like,
you should just. I think the worst one would be just to call them their first name. Like with my dad, I'd be like, your grandkids are gonna call you Graham.
So, but they have a really cutesy nickname for your mum. So they call her like Nonna or something.
Yeah, I should go for
Nonna and
Grambo.
Graham.
I think Grambo would be good.
I didn't hear Grambo the first time I was talking over you. Grambo would be quite, but that's two. So we have Hambo, which is your nickname. We have Tombo, which is your D&D character mixed with Hambo because it's you. But Grambo, is Grambo too far removed, or is Grambo like on the border of how far we can get away from actually?
Grambo is one more. It's just one removed. Grambo is just one removed because it's from Hambo to Grambo.
Okay, well, no, I think. Wait, are you suggesting you are Grambo or your dad is Grambo?
No, I'm saying I'm Grambo.
Okay, yeah, you're Grambo. Sorry, I completely missed the context of who was being called Grambo.
That's okay, because you asked me what would I want. I probably wouldn't want Grambo, but I can joke about it now on a podcast with hopefully zero repercussions.
I think I say hopefully zero listeners there. I was like, Grambo, I should say. You're sabotaging us. So, okay.
Wilkie, what do you want?
What do I want to be called? I would like to be called Sir. like American families. You know how like especially American families that are like how to say this? Republican.
I think you could just say,
closer to the south, more in favour of the army. That sort of demographic. Will like call their parents, will call their dad specifically Sir. That's weird.
Yeah.
But I think it'd be quite funny.
It is a bit weird.
Either that or
very
like,
formal.
Like I'd want them to. I'm gonna get my grandkids to call me Hamish, just to confuse you specifically.
Oh, that's good. That'd be weird. Do you think we'd still be doing this podcast when we're grand?
Oh, we have
would
to.
We? We have. Do we? We have to.
Yeah.
Is that? That explains the contract I signed last week.
Yeah. Well, okay. I think we should at least, even if this podcast like dies out, we both of us have much more obviously you have a full-time job, but a full-time job that allows you to also edit the podcast. Like I also get a full-time job. Neither of us have time for this anymore. If we have kids, we should try to make a special, find time to make a special Boy Review episode where we review our kids. Once
you're not
a
allowed
year.
To have favorite kids
once a year.
But we will say which one is our favorite each year. It starts off really easy because you just have one.
Yeah.
And that's not a problem to say they're your favorite. But then the next year, or maybe not this year, but in a few years' time, you will have two at some point. And then you will have to say, well, kid A is a good. Kid B really needs to pull out their finger. They're only a bad good.
When, in that first year, we make our episode 6 months after the kid is 6 months old. Honestly, I love them, but the bodily functions, they haven't got them down yet. And I
love them.
It's a good bad.
Good bad.
It's a good bad. That's a 2 out of 4. I cannot justify giving them any higher.
8 out of 10. Too much poop.
That's a real IGN review of something.
That was a good IGN reference.
Hambo,
if you know.
Yeah, we know. You know the meme about Gamer Boys with all the Razer RGB peripherals and
the what I want to be.
Yeah, and how you can look at their room from outside and see all the peripherals lighting up the room.
Yes.
Just over here, you can see I have a window to my side here and a window in front of me. I'm in a lovely bit of the house in my room here. Out this side window, out the corner of my eye, it's just that. There is.
Is it a rave?
I don't know. It's this person's room half of it is green and half of it is red. They have a large #gamer chair that they are currently spinning in. They're just spinning
You know what? That person's living their best life.
Yeah. I think I can't tell if it's like a gaming rig or if it's LEDs. They might have LEDs because the light appears to be all around the room.
If it's green and red, maybe they're celebrating a late Christmas because green and red's normally associated with that time of the year. So maybe they're thinking like, you know what?
Maybe it's Christmas.
I missed Christmas, so maybe they're starting their build up to Christmas now. They're just doing it a month off. So on the 25th of January, they'll have Christmas, as they'll call it Christmas 1, as everyone else will know it, Christmas 2.
The sequel to Christmas. Christmas 2.
Yeah, Christmas 2. Too Fast, Too Christmas.
Electric Boogaloo. Oh, okay. Two Chris, two Mass. Maybe they're just a big fan of strawberries.
Yeah, strawberries are also green and red. Strawberries, the most Christmassy of fruits.
Really?
Yeah, I think so.
Tangerine.
I think Christmas pudding. Nah, Christmas would be improved if it was more strawberries. Christmas pudding, add some strawberries.
No.
Winner.
They'd go so mushy. You need dried fruit.
Put
dried strawberries?
Or just dry strawberry.
Just try out some strawberries, yeah.
Strawberry chips. You can get these strawberry chips, just dried strawberry.
Hamish, you're so right.
Like crisps.
Have you seen the strawberry dress? Like the strawberry dress?
The strawberry dress, is that like Strawberry Shortcake, the classic kids cartoon character?
No, it's like it's just a specific item of clothing. This like big.
I'm gonna Google it, Wilkie. This better be safe for work, otherwise.
Oh, it is safe for work. It's just a big fluffy pink dress with strawberries all over it.
I can see it. Well, there's some. Okay, this one seems nice. There are some that do seem a little bit weird. Some that seem a bit odd. But yeah, I can see a strawberry.
It became a thing on TikTok to have it. And then I think I
probably didn't.
I saw a picture of famous Minecraft streamer and traitor Erit. You'll understand that if you watch Dream SMP stuff. Wearing the strawberry dress, and I was like, damn, okay, I need to get a strawberry dress. So once I have the free time and once I have the disposable income and the ability to see other human beings, I will think about getting myself a strawberry dress. It's either a strawberry dress or a lightsaber. That's where I'm at.
Either or. Wilkie, why not?
I had a lightsaber
live life
in my shopping cart the other day. I was this close. I added it to my cart. It's so tempting. I really want a lightsaber.
Wilkie, you know what? We've got to listen to our Lord and Saviour Taco Bell. Live Mass, Wilkie. Get both. At the same time, strawberry dress lightsaber. Nailed it. Yes. Be Darth Strawberry.
Darth Strawberry.
Now, Darth Strawberry would be the scariest of all the Sith
As in
Lords.
Daryl Strawberry. Is that a character from something?
No, I just said Darth Strawberry, you know, like Darth Vader.
Yeah.
You know, the famous Star Wars evil guy.
I know, but like, what would his first name be? Because Darth is a title.
His first name... But Vader isn't Darth Vader's surname.
Could be, you don't know.
I mean, it is a bit odd, because... Oh, wait, no, his name's not... Because, like, it's interesting that... Oh, I guess because Emperor Palpatine was kind of, like, known as another person. Because I was thinking, like, Palpatine is known as Palpatine. But Darth Vader's only known as Vader. Like, people don't call him Anakin Skywalker. Even after they know that he's...
People do, but he kills them.
True, you're right. Very stabby,
I was right also.
That guy.
Daryl Strawberry is a person. He's Daryl Eugene Strawberry is a professional baseball player.
Oh, wow. That does sound like sort of a cartoon character from a Disney film.
Yeah. You know what, Hambo? There's got to be a cold open somewhere in there.
Oh, there's more than... Wilkie, that's just a whole show right there. That's 25 minutes of content. That's good. Now let's fucking do this thing.